for an alignment. Let's get into it. Not going to be before you guys long. If I keep it a buck with y'all, I didn't even want to show up today. Not that anything is wrong, but I just love being on my own time. And today, I've just been in a very spiritual, light, grateful, godly mood. And I didn't want to interrupt that, but I'm also being tested to do the things I said I was going to do every day, especially if those things was already in alignment with God and my promises. Like not finding an excuse because there's an excuse that can be made and you know you really want one. And you are having a spiritual moment, but you know you can go back to that at the big B at 3 and staying committed to the plan, committed to who you said you was going to be in 2026. 2025 blessing would have been like, you know what? They won't even notice I'm here or not. No one's even here today for real. But you know who knows and you know who will know years from now is myself, that I showed up and did all the things that I said I was going to do, no matter whether it was an audience or no matter if it was just myself as me being the audience, but that I see myself just as important as having an audience and just being her because she is her. This is not a performance. This is who she is. So she shows up. That's good. So I didn't print out any new notes. I just came here to flow because this is our therapy Wednesday anyway. So if you're not in our Bright Journey community, you need to join because, baby, price is going up very, very, very soon because it's about to be a very luxurious and spirit situation in there. And whatever you are in spirit, everything else follows, okay? Like the money that y'all love so much, like the joy that we need so much. So I'm excited that God just keeps perfecting my assignment within me daily. With that being said, that's what we talk about in Bright Journeys. Like there's how do we open your gift? How do we fund your dream? How do we make it real? Okay. Without the pressure, without the stress, with just God and your best. I got to watch this again for myself and write that down because that was good for me to use again. All right, so every second Monday in our community, the Plan B Society, we do our therapy call with everyone who's in the community. We're all on there together. We host different calls throughout the month, but that's the call. I want all of us on there together. Second Mondays of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey guys, welcome to the show. Leave a comment, say hello, let me know what's going on. Hope you're having a wonderful, amazing Wednesday. Y'all, we are coming from Matthew chapter 10 this week, but this morning I ended up in Matthew chapter 9 because I always read the verse of the day in the Bible app, and then whatever that verse is, I'll read the full chapter in addition to whatever readings I'm doing on my own. So it came from, I think it was Matthew 9, or it could have been in Matthew, and I just was falling asleep and then woke back up on Matthew 9. Could have been that too, but go back and check. So with that being said, what caught my attention from that today that I wanted to share with you guys was that Jesus was just, I guess, out and about, and he came across Matthew, who was a tax collector, which was a frowned upon job in that time when Jesus and them boys was here. And so they were known as like liars and people to get over on you and take more from you than they should. You know, you might owe $10 in taxes. They'll charge you 20, pocket other 10. Like that kind of energy is what their reputation was. Kind of like how lawyers can sometimes like don't trust a lawyer, but you hire lawyers for trust reasons, that kind of energy. So anyway, he calls Matthew to come and be a disciple. And he ends up at Matthew's house that night for dinner. And it goes on in the scripture to say that the Pharisees was there. No, it goes on to say that other tax collectors was there and sinners. And the Pharisees caught wind of this happening. And it was like, why would he eat with sinners and tax collectors? And that was so good for my soul. Because all year, I've been low key complaining about all the liars and all the bad things that I just keep running into as if that is not how life actually is and how it's been since the beginning of time. And even though that is the case, it is our job to transform the energy, not necessarily highlight the energy of what's happening negatively, but just be the light that transform the energy. It reminded me that Jesus was not here to save the saved. Jesus came to sit with the liars to teach them how to not be a liar. He came to sit with the sinners to help them not sin so much no more, and not at all if they can help it. He came to sit with the sick so he can help them be healthy. He came to be with the ones nobody else would talk to because nobody else would talk to him, so we gonna talk to him. He came for the foolishness, because if we wasn't foolish, we wouldn't have needed him. All of us. Even me. I get on my high horse acting like I ain't foolish. I'm just not as foolish as most people, but I'm foolish too. And if it wasn't for God coming down and saying, Blessin, I see you a tax collector, but I see potential in you. I got something else for you to do. Come follow me. Just ain't no telling where Matthew or I would be. So I just thank the Lord for calling me. All right. So it's therapy. So if once more people are on this call, I just want us to open up about whatever it is we need to open up about. It's also February, so we are in new talking points. Hey, King. It just hurts a little when it comes to people you made a mistake to trust, like friends and family, but it was what it is in the moment will prevail. You know what? It does. It really does. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because it does hurt, right? But what I'm learning is a lot of the stuff we see coming, in my opinion, a lot of the hurt that I'm experiencing, some of it can be avoided because it just is what it is. But if we really got honest with ourselves, if we really paid attention to the patterns, if we really heard or what those people were saying or the lack thereof, if we really paid attention to their actions, are we really surprised? Like, I'm gonna give an example. One of my family members, I said I'm not going to lend this person no more money no more, small or large. And I did it again. And the person just didn't do the right thing with the money. And I almost got disappointed. And I was like, you know what? I should have seen this coming. I would like to have not seen this coming, because I like to be, thinking positively. But this person's patterns has proven it's not me, it's them. And it's okay for me to feel this way. And if they don't want me to feel this way about them anymore, it's up to them to change their behavior so I can treat them differently. Until then, your behavior still proves that you're one of them, and I must treat you accordingly. So I think for me, it's be us giving them the benefit of the doubt. We got to start trusting ourselves more. And it's going to cut down on a lot of the foolishness. Now, some stuff we just can't help. But a lot of it, King, I believe if we got realer with ourselves, which February is also about being truer with yourselves, we could probably cut out 80% of the foolishness, if you ask me. Tell me what you think about that. But that was good. And these are the kind of conversations I want us to have on therapy on Mondays, second Mondays of the month at 7. And it's not that I have all the answers, but it's that I just love the conversation. The fact that kings and queens are asking these things, saying these things, getting the woman's perspective, which is totally a different way of thinking than men. I love getting the men's perspective, which is a total different way of thinking from women. I was at my mom and stepdad's house the other day, and something he said. Oh, he wanted to get we got to wear African attire to church one of these Sundays, and he was showing. I think he was talking about the colors he wanted to get, and my mom is very particular about everything. So I said, let that man get what he want, and he said, let him. And I'm the girl who's around that's trying. I'm always taking up for Papa Keith. Like, I know my mama's very particular, so I'm always trying to help him out. Like, mama, don't be so particular this time. Let it go. It ain't that serious. You ain't got to talk every single time. So when he corrected me, I'm like, well, actually, how could I have said it better? And, because I have those kind of not only do I want to hear, I'm not going to be offended that he was like offended that I said it. I didn't mean any harm in the first place. But since I did offend you, King, what would be a better way for me to have said that? Because I said, she gonna let you get that color, and I didn't think anything was wrong with that, but he was offended with me saying that my mom will let him do anything. So when he answered the question, he was like, she could have just not said anything at all. Well, a little light bulb went off in my head, like, okay, Blessing, I'm not gonna be a pushover, but let me keep in mind that men really do appreciate that I don't say something every single time. Whatever's not really important to me, learn to swallow it, not out of ego, not out of pride, but just understanding the way my man processes. And that's something I can understand. That's no big deal. Say less, King. We won't have that problem again. Wear what you want to wear. You know what I'm saying? That's my energy. But if he had never said that, and if I would have took it personal, then I wouldn't have got that correction of, not even saying that's the end all be all rule, but just something to be mindful about. So that's why these conversations are important. Definitely not lying. Gotta trust your gut. Reanalyze things. I can definitely pick up what you just put down. Yes, King. I'm very big on self accountability. So it's always, how did I allow this to happen to me? And then I dissect that more than I dissect them, because I can't control them, but I can control me. And I do know life is cycles. So usually we'll experience the same thing over and over again in different hosts, in different people, in different environments. So it'll be your same core issue, but at a new club. Your same core issue, but with a new, you feel me? Your same core issue, but in Gucci. If you don't get to the core issue, you still got the same core issue. So the core issue is me. Oh, I like men who give me the bare minimum. Not because I like the bare minimum, but it's hard to find a man that's giving anything more than that. So I found myself enjoying the bare minimum. I'm glad that's been brought to my attention. So now, you know what, Blessing? I can correct. That ain't that fault. That's my fault for not standing on my boundaries. I know what I like and what I don't like, and what I deserve and what I give and what I offer. And I should never allow a discount. That's my problem, not his. He didn't mistreat me. I mistreated myself for not doing what I said I was not going to do no more the last time. My fault. Okay? That's Vera B. Very accountable. It ain't man versus woman, is you versus you. Okay? That's our talk. You know? So if you haven't joined, make sure that you do. We would love to have you in there. Tomorrow is Thursday. That is going to be an activity that we do together, maybe a journal prompt from Bright Journeys or something from our Belief Mastery Bank. But it's always going to be something to make you better than you was yesterday, 1% better than you was a second ago. I can't fix everything, heal everything, know everything, but I know together we can all become 1% better than we were before. Okay? All right. So quick housekeeping reminder. If you're watching the Big B at 3 and you're not on our email list, King, yet, make sure that you sign up. And you'll receive the Belief Mastery cards, our daily clarity prompts, and you'll be entered into our weekly Friday drawing. It's just our way of blessing people who stay connected. Let me see. Okay, cool. May your day be settled. I'm going to learn this by heart by next week. May your day be settled, your spirit be straightened, and your steps be guided by God. This is Blessin Destiny, your belief mentor and generational blessing. Every time I say that, it just feels more real, because I remember when God first told me that, and I'm like, God, that ain't me. You got the wrong girl, God. And now it's like, that's actually me. Wow. And that has been your Billionaire Daily Mindset, your daily reminder that your identity and your authenticity are your superpowers. Same time, same grace, Big B at 3. Peace. Bam. See you next time, King.